Hi folks, I'm Bob Sunday from Taos Stove. We make alcohol stoves at Taos Stove. I want to talk about a couple things today that have to do with stoves, but not really about them burning, not about really using them. Mainly safety things and some of the things that we use in the stove, which is alcohol. This is one of the alcohols. Matter of fact, I have to read this to tell you, but I believe it is methyl alcohol. It's available at almost all gas stations, Walmarts, Kmart's, AutoZones, you name it. You can find fuel. Stuff's great if you're on a long trip and you're doing a long hike and you can go down to almost any town 7 days a week. You're going to find very few towns you're not going to find a gas station open that doesn't have a bottle of heat. Specifically, heat is meant to be used as a gas line and a freeze. Now, gas line and freeze. You may not find this in Florida. Now you may. You go to a Walmart, chances are every Walmart sells it. But if you're packing through the southern states where it's warm all the time and nothing ever freezes, you're not find this at a gas station. You'd find it at Walmart or Kmart. And as I said, you usually find it at almost any auto store. A Napa, AutoZone, an O'Reilly's, you'll find this alcohol. Now, if you can't find it, hey, you go to Walmart, same place where you'll find this. You can buy a can of denatured alcohol, which is what I use in my woodworking business more than this. I burn this in stoves, but when I need an alcohol to thin down finishes and stuff that are alcohol-based finishes. I use denatured alcohol. Same thing. A little more smell. There's hardly any smell to this. And I know a lot of folks say, okay, it empties in your pack and it'll dry out. Well, my tendency is carry it on the outside of my pack and not on the inside of the pack because I really don't want the stuff absorbing into my clothes. But if you run the numbers, the heat almost universally usually will run you less money to burn than the denatured alcohols that they sell for finishing and for anything that you need denatured alcohol for. Just remember that all these things, mark them good. I use, just about like everybody else, I use squeeze bottles to carry my alcohol in. And I usually know that if I have a bottle that's marked with graduation marks, that it's alcohol. You flip it up, boom, you squeeze out the olive oil you need, and you got it. So I mark everything, and I would never carry them together, food product and the alcohol. No. Now, if you want to carry your alcohol, legal alcohol from liquor stores, like anything that's a 151 will burn. Alcohol that basically is moonshine that they sell called Everclear. You can carry Everclear. You can run your stove off of it. You can clean a cut with it, and you can drink it if you're really into drinking Everclear. Personally, I wouldn't be, but you can. So, hey, you do have a choice. And man, if you're caught in a little country town that only has a liquor store and has no gas station, you should be able to get a bottle of Everclear if you can't get anywhere else. So, it's one of the things you can do. The thing about the alcohol, and as I'm saying with the bottles and being safe, is I see a lot of folks who carry their stoves inside their pots. And it's a great place to carry the stove. Compared all this stuff comparatively, stoves are the most fragile link in this system. So a lot of folks will take their stove, fold it up, put it in there, put the top on it. Well, with a wick stove like I have here, you've dumped the alcohol out, but you're not going to get 100% of the alcohol out of that stove. And there's no way that it's not going to evaporate out of the stove And if it's in a closed pot and it's in your pack, yeah, you come back from camping and you leave it in there and it's been 2 months. You haven't gone camping. That's too bad if you haven't gone camping in 2 months. But the alcohol will have evaporated. But there's other things in the alcohol. It's not the alcohol itself. It's the things that they add to the alcohol. By law, denatured alcohol, it's actually drinkable alcohol. It's the alcohol I talked about getting at the liquor store. But by law, they have to put other things in it, benzene, toluene, things like that are poisons. And that's just the way that product goes. It's a poison. Those things have other things in them that when they evaporate, they leave residue. I just personally try to not leave the stove in the pot for that kind of time, but I also like to cover it up. Because if I'm going out for 3 or 4 days hiking and camping, I'm going to use the stove and I'm going to have to pack it back up and carry it. So what I do is I carry a Ziploc bag. They're pretty impervious. The plastic in the Ziploc bags do a pretty good job. They're not affected by the alcohol. The alcohol being a good product, that it burns clean and it doesn't affect things like plastics as bad. Over a long period, yeah, you have to throw the bag away and replace it. But it's easy enough to carry that baggie and take it, put it inside your stove, or on the outside of your stove, and put it inside your pot. And then I feel safe about carrying it because I'm keeping the fumes inside. It's just kind of a personal choice thing, what you want to do to yourself. I'll be very clear, over 38 years of being in the woodworking business, I do know that over that time, there's things that I've worked with that over the long period of time have affected me. Some people just say it's crazy, but I think it's the chemicals that affect me. But so just to be a little more protected, I would put my stove in a bag before I carry it. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. We're going to talk in the future about other things like altitude. Altitude's a big thing. And in the next video, we're coming down the line in one of the next videos, we're going to talk about altitude and temperatures and boil times. Thanks a lot for coming and watching.